Alright, hey guys, welcome back to another solo board game playthrough. We're going to be doing a playthrough of Men-Nefer. Let me find the box lid. Oops. Okay. Men-Nefer here. I gotta reset this. Men-Nefer is the follow-up to last year's Sabika by Ludonova and German P. Millan. Hopefully that's how you say his name. So we did a playthrough of Sabika not too long ago. Well, I did it a long time ago, but you guys saw it not that long ago. And it's actually, this Men-Nefer is the second in a line of games that he's doing. And while not thematically connected, there is a lot of, like, you can tell these games are related. So in terms of, like, and not even mechanically, I would say, there's, like, just kind of the way the game flows kind of feels similar to Sabika, in my opinion, where there's very limited actions, but the actions chain in other actions. And so, yeah, so this basically is going to be our solo playthrough here. The way the game works is that there are 3 kind of phases per round. There are 3 rounds in the game. So we have this flood phase, which is basically the reset kind of phase of the round. We are not doing that for the first round or era. They're eras. The second is the sowing phase, which is the majority of all the actions. This game is worker placement. However, there are some other things that are involved with the worker placement. We're going to each take 9 turns per round, and then do that 3 times, and then the game's over. And then the final phase is the flood phase, which is like some intermittent scoring and some things like that. So the board is sort of divided up in these different sections, and there's kind of little things going on here and there. We've got the necropolis. We'll put some sarcophaguses there and get some points and move our heart up on the Duat track. We've got the I don't know what this is called. This is like a temple area where we're going to send it's a temple. We're going to send priestesses up and give offerings and go up to a god and move up on the obelisk. This will help us get movement on either our feather or the heart on the Duat track, and then get us some possible income for the Heka. This area is the Nile River, which lets us get some contracts and get some income for food. We've got down here this pyramid area to build these pyramids. They'll get us some scoring during some intermittent scoring. Here's some like special scoring that are specialized to certain things, and then this is just overall scoring. And then we have the main worker placement area up here, where we're going to place our workers out. Their apprentices are going to specialize on these tracks here to help us get better at doing some of those actions around the board. And I'll kind of explain the actions as the game progresses. We also have the papyrus offering up here and the craft offering. So these are things we're going to collect throughout the game. And let's take a look at before we look at our player board, we've got the Duat track. So we've got our heart and our feather, and at some point in the game we want them to cross. Because if the farther they're apart, the less points we get negative victory points for them being far apart. So as soon as they cross, we'll start getting positive victory points. So we're going to go down and look at our player board real quick, and I'll kind of give you the down low on that. So here's our player board. We've got, what are these called? Are they Kufa? Or Khufu. These are Khufu, permissions of Khufu. So these are going to be used to place... we need to, basically these, the mummies and the sphinxes need to be placed out so we can use them on the board. These are where our crafts are going to go, and we're going to, when we do our offerings, we're going to place these out in the temple and get some bonuses on the crafts. This is our resource track, so we have food represented by the fish and Heka represented by the Ankh. The fish are going to let us take our actions in the main area of the board, given how many workers are where, and then the Ankh is going to be, and also to take crafts, and then the Ankh is going to be used as a resource for papyrus. This track here is that when we take one of the actions to get more tiles, we're going to move on this track based on the symbols here. You can see these tiles have these symbols. Here are our 3 apprentices, and here are the actions they can take. So the way the basic game works is we're going to place out a worker and take the action on the tile and then discard the tile. That is one action we can do in the game. And then another action is replace the tile with another tile from the offer, which we also use food to get. And then whatever symbols will match, we'll get them, move that across. And then down here is where we'll hold our contracts we get on from the Nile. and then those get flipped over if during the scoring phases if we've completed them. And then this we're going to hold papyrus down here. Papyrus, we use the papyrus to move our feather across the duat track for each papyrus that we have filled. But some of the papyrus will have symbols, or they all have symbols on their sides. And during the round, if we can match them up like so, that gives us an additional movement on the duat track for our feather. Yeah, and like I said, we'll kind of get into all the actions as time goes on. But let's go ahead and go back up to the main board, and we'll kind of take a look at everything. Now, okay, so the first action, like I said, is to place out our worker, do the action on the tile, discard the tile. The second action would be to take one of the tiles from the offer. We can actually zoom in and look at those a little bit better. So we can take one of the actions from here and then place it on our board, and then depending on the symbol, we can move across that track. And then the third action would be to, when we have a worker out in an area, we would move it over and then move our scarab and then take an action on that row equal to where a scarab is or before. So for this example, I get to move my boat and do 2 activations, or I can move 2 boats and do 1 activation. If you can see down here, placing a worker in any spot that already has an existing worker will cost 1 food. If there's 2 workers there, it'll cost 3 food, and if there are 3 or more, it'll cost 5 food. These are some neutral ones that'll move every round to help kind of tighten that up a bit. We can place wherever we want in that left-hand column, but the bot will only place 1 per grouping, so they will never double up in any of these places. Okay, so let's just kind of hop into it here. Like I said, we'll kind of explain things as the game goes on. The bot is run by this deck of tiles that'll do one of the 3 actions. And then there's a die here that will determine based on where they're going to play out a sarcophagus. You can see that there's these markers here, or their sphinxes will go here, or when they're doing an offering here in the temple. So that's what this is for. So let's go ahead and flip over their tile, and we're going to see if they can do the action. And they can't do this action, so this action would be to move over. We'll go down to their board briefly. This will be to move over one of their people to the other house, to a house of, I don't know, house of light, or it is on the left-hand side, but the right-hand side is called a house of... I'm going to try to do the terminology, but I don't want to be completely incorrect, so I might not. So visit a house of life, specialize in a house of life, or obtain an action tablet. So visiting a house of life would be the left-hand side. This is specializing in a house of life, but they can't do that. So we're going to put this on the bottom of their pile and draw a new tile, which will be placing something out. So they're going to place out their left-hand worker, which will be they're going to get 2 food and move a boat, 2 spaces and activate it. But they're not going to be able to do that food thing because they don't care about resources. So we'll go back to the main board and we'll kind of look at everything that they're going to do. So they're going to place this out. Now they would first prioritize, is there a spot that we are in? And if there is, they would place there. However, there isn't, so they're going to place on the topmost spot that is empty where their scarab is the farthest. Now at the beginning of the game, their scarabs are in the same spot, so they're going to go here. That means that, so they place their person here. Now they're gonna move their boat 2 spots, and every one of these symbols that has an exclamation mark is like an activation or such. So the way the boat movement works is they're gonna move their boat. You can either move it into a city, or you can move it up the river. They're gonna so what they'll do is they'll prioritize a city first. So they'll move into a city. Then you can only have 1 boat in a city, so they're going to then move their next boat up a space. Then they're going to activate. They're going to activate in a city first. So they're going to when they activate in a city, they'll take the tile that gives them the most points furthest to the left. So they're going to take this tile. It's going to go on their board. Then they're going to get this bonus here, which is to move their heart 1 space. And then after the boat activates, it'll kick back to this way. And then you can't have more than 1 boat in 1 spot, so this actually moves back. So that's how that works. So we've done that. We're going to move them on the heart, move their heart space 1 thing, and then this gets discarded into that spot there. Okay, so that's their turn. They're done. Obviously, the first thing we have to do is going to be to place out a worker. Now, kind of looking around, I kind of want to get this and this contracts because they're about placing out sarcophagus. This lets us get 1 out here, and there's a scoring for it. So that's kind of what I'm going to aim for and try to fill this up as much as possible. So we are going to try to move our boat up. So I'm actually going to take this one, and we're going to take our worker, and I'm going to place it here. We're going to move our boat one space up. I don't want to go there. And then we're going to activate the space. When you activate a space that is on the river, you just get the food. So we'll get 2 food for that. And that gets placed on there. We're going to take one of our sarcophagus or mummies and turn it into a sarcophagus. And it's going to move out on our board. And now we can place it out in the necropolis when that action comes up. Okay. So they're going to take their next turn. They're going to move their person to here. That moves them up this track. And the way this works, like I said, is that we would activate anything from this spot beyond. They just activate whatever's there. So the first thing they're going to do is take a papyrus. Their decision-making process is, can they make a match of what they have already? If they can't, they look to see if they can deny us a match. And if they can't, they take the cheapest one. So they're just going to take this. And then they're going to move one of theirs out as well. Whoops. There we go. And then this will refill. Like such. Okay. That's funny that all of them match right next to each other. Okay, I'm going to try to get this contract just so that I don't have to worry about it. So I'm going to spend a food to move over this way because there's already a person there. That'll move me up 1, and then I'll get to move my boat 1 space, a 2nd space, because I'm going to take this action. And then I'm going to dock here, and then I'm going to take an action to take this contract. It's going to go on my board. I'm going to get to move my feather 1 space, and then my boat gets boop out there like that. Okay. Their turn, they're going to move somebody, but they can't move anybody. They're going to take a tile. So now when they take a tile, if you look at the board, they're going to, where's the thing out here? When we take one of these tiles, there's a food cost associated here. This is free, and this actually gains us a food. And then we get to take an action associated here. When he takes it, he's going to take and then get one of these things. So he gets a completely different thing than we do. Now, if we look at his board, he's going to look for a tile that has this double feather icon, and he'll take the cheapest one of that. If it's not available, he'll look at my board and say, where's the cheapest one with my icon, which happens to be this little goose. And then if neither, he'll take the cheapest one available. So going back to the main board here, he's going to look for the double, this symbol. So he's going to take this. It's going to go on his board in the leftmost empty space. And then he's going to get to do an offering. So the first thing he would do is he would take one of his priests and move up as far as he can. This is going to be 2 spaces up. So this cost 1, this cost 1. So he'll go 1, 2. Then he would, if he had an offering, he would place it out and place one of his baskets out here. But he doesn't. So he's just going to take one. Again, very similar thing. He takes one he doesn't have. Then he goes, if they're all ones he has, he takes one that I don't have. And then he takes the cheapest one. The way that these work is that they're going to go on his board, or on the board. And what happens is when you place these out, you get, when you end up doing an offering, depending on where they are in your little pyramid on your player board, you'll get the bonuses associated with the level. So in the first level, you get to move out a mummy. On the second level, you get to move your heart 2 spaces and move out a mummy. Oops. And on the third level, you get to move out a mummy, move your heart 2 spaces, move out a mummy. When placing them on the boards, so when placing them on the board, he'll place in the leftmost spot here. So when this activates, he'll get the bottom bonus. You can't place up onto the next spot until you have 2 spots below it. And so the way he places out, he places here, 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 because he can do that. Here, here, he can do that. Here, and then here, here, and here. And then as you get to these spots, you get points. All the purple spots here with the victory points are immediate, and then the red spots are during scoring. So that gets placed there, and then the offering gets moved down a bit, and we're going to end the go. So I am kind of doing a lot of camera movement and kind of over-explaining stuff, but we're going to probably just do that for the first round, and then the second round we'll kind of keep it moving a little faster. So his second turn's done. His third turn's done, sorry. My third turn's about to go on. I do want this contract, but we've got some time for this one, so I'm okay on waiting on that. I want to get some of these sarcophagus out. Oh, he did move up on this, so that's going to score him a point. I forgot to do that. So we're going to do that. We need the little goose thing, and it's all the way up there, so I can't really get that yet. So we're going to probably wait a little bit. Let's go ahead and do this. So we're going to place our person out, and again, I want to get my sarcophagus out, but I also want to get some limestone movement. So let's go here. We're going to spend a food. Then we're going to move our heart 1 space. And then we're going to either take a craft or move somebody up and do an offering. We're going to take a craft. I'm just going to take the cheapest one I can, which is this one. We're going to do that. This tile gets returned. And then these move down. Okay. He's going to go. He's going to place out his worker. Now he looks to see, do I have a worker? Like I said, so he's going to place that worker there. With this spot, he's going to get a papyrus. He's looking for a match. The cheapest match is this one. He's going to place that there. And then he gets to either place out a sarcophagus. And if he doesn't have one, then he will flip over a mummy. He's going to place this out. So we're going to roll a die. Now, based where we'd be able to place out, it's based on where our scarab is. However, he doesn't care because he cares about the round where he places out. So like first round, he can place in these two columns, or this column, or the leftmost column. In the second round, he'll place in the middle column, and the third round, he'll place in the right column. That's the same for his sphinxes as well. So we're going to roll 4. So he's going to place out on the 4, and he'll place here. So he places there. What happens is he gets the bonus here, which is to move his heart. He doesn't get any Heka. And then he doesn't get... Now, normally we would get the bonuses here, those actions. He doesn't get those, but he will get the points for that during our scoring. So that's done. Those move over, and we refill. Okay, so if I wait to move this, then he's going to end up moving soonly. So I'm going to move here first before they do, so I don't have to pay anything. We can either move. We're gonna take this action here, so we're going to move one of these out, and then we're going to move our limestone here. On all of these spaces where the pyramids are, where these hammers are, we would build. So we're going to build on the big pyramid, which is take one of the pieces from here and place it out on here. And we get the bonus for whatever we cover up and whatever's on the tile that we place. So we're going to place this out. So we're going to get a Heka. Do I want a food? Do I want another Heka? Or do I want to move my heart? And I think I'm going to move my heart. So we're going to place that there. So it's going to get me a Heka, and it's going to get me a movement with my heart on that track. And then we got that out. Now, we can only place out down here if we have these permissions. He will not move on this track unless he has permissions. And then we can't move past any spots that require permission. So I kind of want to get them before I move down them. And the big thing is that he'll block up spots that we already have stuff. And I don't want him taking this because I want both of these spots. So we're going to try to figure out we can sort that out for ourselves. So anywho, it's his turn. He's going to refill one of his things. He's going to take the cheapest snake one. He's going to take that. He'll move on this. That moves his scarab. He moves the scarab where it's the farthest back, highest up. So he'll move this scarab up. And then he'll get a papyrus. The papyrus he's going to get will be this one, because it's going to make another match for him. Oh gosh, he's going to move his feather up a lot. Okay. So we have one more worker we can place out, and we have some tiles we can take. And again, I need that goose symbol, and it's kind of far up there. But it would let me get a mummy out, which wouldn't be bad. But if we wait a little bit, maybe we can make it a little cheaper. Let's go ahead and we'll spend the 2 food, and we're going to go... hold on. I want to go here. I really do want to go here, and it's going to cost me 3 food. So we're going to go here and just get this over with. We're going to go here. We're going to get a papyrus. I'm just going to take this cheap one. And then we can either place a sphinx out or move a sphinx out. And we're going to move it out because we can't really place it out. So that gets replaced there. That's that. Okay. Oh, these get refilled. All right. He will place his last worker out, and he'll place it again in the spot that I am. Oh, no, he won't place there because he's already got a person there. So he's going to go to this spot there. And then he's going to move one of his sphinxes out and move his on his block, his limestone block. He'll go here, here. He'll take this and move that there. Now, he would get bonuses for that, but because he doesn't collect resources, he doesn't get those bonuses. Okay, we're going to spend our 3 food to move over here. That's going to move this over. and I can either get a papyrus and move out a mummy or place a mummy out. If I take it, I'm gonna move this mummy out, and we're actually gonna move this mummy to. Ooh. We're gonna go here. That's gonna move our heart 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3. Then we're gonna activate a boat, and we're going to. We can move a priestess. We're gonna move. Oh, I didn't put this away. We're gonna move a priestess 1, 2, because it's 2 spaces to move. I'm sorry, 1 space, sorry. And then we're going to activate a boat, and the boat we're going to activate is going to be this one, which is going to get us 2 food. So we get that food right back that we spent. Okay, I think that's it. He's going to take a tile, so he's going to look for the person here. He's going to take this one. That'll move him up on the track to move his point marker up 1. And then he took the middle option, which is he's going to move a boat and activate a boat. So he'll move a boat, activate this boat, and then this moves out. Okay, so we haven't taken any tiles yet. So we're going to try to work on that now. That's all we can do. So the goose, we're going to spend 1 for this goose. Take this. That moves us up, so we get a point. And then that's going to let us either activate a boat, do 2 movement, or move our limestone. I think I'm going to move my limestone up. I'll turn these down. Okay. Whoops. He's going to move over his person. He'll move over the one that's the farthest along, so he'll move this one up. He gets to move his limestone 2 spots, which will place this out. He moves his heart up. And then he gets one of these bonuses. He always moves his feather. Okay. Unfortunately, we won't be able to move this up again because none of these symbols are ones that we can use. So I'm going to grab this tile. And then that's going to let me move a boat or do an offering. We're going to move a boat up to here. We're going to end that go. And then we're going to flip over the last one, which will move this over. This gets moved over. He does 1 boat movement and 2 activations. So he's going to move his boat here. He'll activate, so he'll take this. He'll move his feather 1. And then this comes out, and I think he can only activate 1 boat per turn. So if he does not have boats in cities, or the cities where he has them has no contracts, he then activates his boat on the river and gains 1 point for each when he activates. So he's going to activate 1 of those and get a point. Okay. So he's done with this round. It's our turn, and we have 1 more tile we can take. So I've got 2 food to play with, so I can do any of these. What do I want? I'll spend my 2 food and take this one. And then I will get a mummy out like that. Okay. So we are done with the first round. So now what we do is we're going to go into the flood. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to count up our papyrus and move our feather over that many spaces. I move my papyrus 1 space. He moves it 1, 2, 3, and then you get additional movement for each match. So he moves it 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then these get rolled up like so. Then we're going to score on the track. So for each one of the point markers in between ours are going to be negative points until they cross, and then become positive points. So we're going to get minus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points. So we're down to 5. He's going to get minus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points. He's at 8. Then we're going to score for contracts. I didn't fulfill my contracts, but his automatically fulfill. So he's going to score 4 points. And then we're going to score for our sarcophagi. I'm going to get 3 points because it's from here. He gets 2 points. Then we're going to score for where we are on this track, where neither of us are on this track, so we get no points for that. Then we're going to score for a position here. He gets 2. I get 1. And that's the scoring. If he had, we would score for these, but we don't have any of those placed out. And then for what he has placed here, he gets just a flat 4 points. So we're going to shuffle up his tiles. And now we're going to move on to the second era. So we're going to move that down, move that down. This gets moved across. We are then going to get income. We get 1 food income because we've crossed this path. If we were to cross this path here, we would get 1 heka. We're going to pull workers back. All of the neutral workers move down a space. Oops, that's the wrong color. And then we are going to change. Oh, we have to refill contracts. So since it's the second area, any empty contract spaces are filled with number 2 contracts. And then we're going to adjust turn order. And turn order changes for who the first player is whoever is the farthest back. Okay. So we're good to go first. So what do we want to do? I think we're going to place out this one. So we're going to get an offering, our craft, and we're going to move one of these out. And where do we want to place it out? We're going to place out here. So I'll spend a food to go here. And we're going to take this. Now, one thing I didn't mention is that if you do not want to or cannot afford the spot because there's too many people there, whenever you place out or specialize in a house, if you place 2 houses or specialize in a house, you can forego the action and just get 3 food. So that is something that is a possibility. Okay, let's see what they do. He's going to move somebody, but he can't. Can't do that. Okay. So he's going to place somebody out. He'll place them out in the same spot we are. He will get an offering. Oh, let's refill. So again, he's looking for something he doesn't have. He doesn't have this one, so he's going to take this. Then he will move up a priestess and then do an offering. So that's going to take this one. And we're going to roll to see where they're going to place it. He places this on a 5, so that gets placed there. His feather gets moved over 2 spaces, and this goes up 1 space. Then he will get to move a mummy out because of that symbol, and then we're going to flip that over. All right. Because I don't want to lose out and have to pay, we're going to go here to move up. We're going to take a papyrus. I'm going to take just this one here. Or do I want to take something else? We're going to spend an Ankh and actually take this one. Because I can make the beetles match for the rest of it, the scarabs. And then we're going to place out another sarcophagus. We're going to place out this one. And I can still do level 1, so it's going to have to be in one of these columns here, and it's going to be one of these 4. We could go here. That's going to let us either get 2 heka or 1 papyrus. We're gonna get the papyrus, and we're going to spend a heka to place it on our board. Gives us a match up there, and then we're going to get this, which is 1 movement with our priestess, and we're going to move up there, and that's our turn. Okay. He will move over, so that's probably a good thing we did it. This moves over here. He's going to take a papyrus. He's going to take one that he needs and then look to deny me. He can't deny me, so he's going to take the cheapest one. And then he's going to also place out this, and he places it out, and it's going to be era 2 now, so it's any of those. He's going to place it out number 6, which will be this one. It's going to move his heart. 1, 2, 3. Did I move my heart and get my... I don't remember if I moved my... I think I did. I think I moved my heart and got my... Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't think I moved my heart and got my heka. If I did, just tell me, but I don't think I did. Okay, so he moves his heart 3 spaces, and then that's it. Because he doesn't get the bonuses there. Okay. I need to do some offerings. So maybe I need food. We're going to place out here. We're going to get a papyrus. I'm just going to take this cheap... Oh, yeah. I'm going to take this cheap one and spend my heka. Then we're going to activate a boat. We can move a boat and activate a boat. I'm going to move my boat here and then activate it on the river, which is going to give me 3 food. Okay. He's going to place a worker out, place it here. It's going to get him an offering. So he will place his next offering on this spot because he can fulfill that by having 2 beneath it. And then he's going to move this out. I think while I'm here, I just have to move this over so that he doesn't make me spend more food. So we're going to do this. We're going to move a priestess up, and we're going to do an offering here. So to do an offering, we have to lay our worker down. We're going to do this one. So this is going to let me move up on this spot, and then I can take one of these. I think I'm going to go ahead and do this, so I can move 3 spaces there, and then this is going to let me move up on that. Our turn's over. We're going to go with his turn. He's going to move his person over. See, every time he will move up. Do an offering as well. He goes for the highest offering he can, which will be this one. He will get to move one of these out, which was what I was afraid of. And he'll get to move one of his limestone blocks, so move that one. And then he'll roll. It's a 5, so he can't do that because it's taken. He rolls a 3, so that gets placed there, which moves him up 1 spot on that. And that's it. Okay. We're just kind of trading back and forth here. Oh, and I still, to move my person, I need this symbol, and it's so far up, I don't want to do that yet. So we're going to do this. And I'm going to place out... I think I'm going to place out... Oh, I don't want to do this because I won't be able to afford it. We'll go here. And then we're going to take a Sphinx out here, and then we're going to do an offering. So I'm going to move up 1 space and do an offering here, which will be this tile. We're going to place this one out. I think we're going to place this out here, which will get us 2 food and this movement. And then we get to move out another Sphinx. I may want to try to get this here if I can, because that's for placing 2 Sphinxes out. I mean, we're going to be able to place them out soon. So he's going to take a tile. He's going to look to take the one with the little goose on it, which will be this one. That moves him over to get him a point. Then he is going to get a limestone movement. He'll get this one because he's got a permission. This will build out one of these. So he'll place this here because he looks for where we have one, but we don't have one. So then he places on the top. That's unfinished, so he takes that spot. So I need to be able to get 4 movement and take both of these, but he doesn't have any permissions and I have 2, so I've got a little bit of leeway here. We'll move these down. We're going to go ahead and move this over. We'll move this over. I will move 2 spaces, 1, 2. That'll let me build here, and then I get one of these actions, and I'm going to take the one to move my feather, because that's what this is here. His turn. He will take another tile. He will look for the one with the double. I'll take this one. That'll move his scarab. He'll move his lowest scarab over. And then he took that one, which is moving up here. And then he'll do an offering here with this one. We'll roll to see where he places it. He places it on the 1. So he's going to go here. That'll move him up on this track. And then move his heart 1, 2, 3 spaces. Then he would get 2 fish. Or 2 food, but he doesn't care about food. Oops. I think I was on the 4. Maybe I was on the 3. I think I was on the 3. Okay. So we're just kind of stuck taking action tiles. So we'll spend 2 food to take this action tile. That's going to move us over here to move a scarab. The scarab we're going to move is going to be this one. Then we're going to move out a mummy there. This is empty, so we'll flip that. He's going to place his last worker out, and he's going to place it where he's farthest ahead, which is here. That he doesn't already have one. He moves 2, 1, 2, which will place out this. He'll place that here and get himself a feather movement. He's really going up that track, and he's going to move out his last mummy there. Unfortunately, I can't place anything out with those actions, but we can maybe do just a little bit of movement here. I need the little snaky symbol, so we're going to go here. We're going to take this one. That's going to move me forward to get a point. And then we can either take, we're going to take a Heka because we can't take one of those because we can't store it. And then he's going to move over his last person, which moves this over. He's going to move this out and move 2 spaces, 1, 2. So he's going to block this off from me by finishing this pyramid. Or I didn't do that. There we go. He's going to finish this pyramid off. Darn it. Okay, well that's fine. It happens, I guess. And then we have our final action of the turn, and I won't be able to afford to take this to move my person down, so I've got to think about what I want to do here. And I think we're probably just going to take... I have all my Sphinxes out. Maybe we'll take this one. We'll get a food for that. And then we can take another Heka. And then his turn will be to take his last action tile, and that's going to be one that requires the snaky, which is this one. That moves over. He gets a point. And then he takes the highest one, which is going to be an offering. And then he can move this priestess up, but he can't do an offering, so he takes one of these, and he takes the one that he doesn't have, which is this one. Okay, so that's it. That's the end of the second era. The second era, so now we are going to do our papyrus. So he does 1, and we're going to flip this over. We did a lot this turn, so we did 1, 2, 3, and then we got one matching one, so 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So I don't feel so bad about that. He takes -1 point. We take -1, 2, 3, which is kind of a bummer because like right on the edge. Contracts, we didn't quite fulfill that contract, and I'm aiming for this one next, so I need to kind of get this, and I need to get this one too, so I'm going to probably try to get those next round. Contracts, he gets 4, putting him at 21. Then we're going to do sarcophagus. He gets 1, 2, 3 points. 1, 2, 3. We get 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 1, 2, 3, 14. That makes me feel a little less bad. Then we score on this track here. He gets 4, I get 2. Then we score the pyramid tracks. I get 1, he gets 4. And then I will score 2 points for this. He will score 8 points. Which is a big bummer there. Yeah, and then that's it. So we're done with that. Let's go into the next round. We'll move this over to the last round. We're going to take our workers back. We're going to get income. We're going to get 1 food and 1 Heka. And then we're going to replace... Now we're going to replace any empty spots with level 3, but they're in the level 3. So these are the contracts for the rest of the game. And then again, we would adjust turn order, but we're already behind, so we're going to stay in first place. And I believe... Oh, we have to move everybody down. Let's move everybody down real quick. This gets moved, this gets moved, this gets moved, and this goes all the way back to the top. Okay, so my kind of goals right now are to place out my last sarcophaguses. I need to get this contract at the very least, and I'd like to place some of these guys out because I have them. So we're going to go ahead, and the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our person to do this. We're going to get 2 Heka. Yeah, I think I'm right there. We're going to get 2 Heka. We're going to place out, and we're going to place out, I think, on this spot. Then we're going to place out this. Yes, we're going to place this one out. We can place it on level 2. So where we're going to place it is going to be... I think we're going to place it here. So it's going to get us 2 Heka. Yeah, we were here, here, here. Okay, and then we're going to get to move a boat. So we're going to move this boat up. And then we're going to get a papyrus, and I'm going to take... Oh. the only ones that are going to match up are this one and is really this one or this one and this one. So we'll take this one by spending 1. And slide those down. And this action tile is discarded. All right, let's see what they're going to do. All right. Oh, we can't do that. We can't do that. They can do that. Okay. They'll place out here. They will take a craft. The craft that they don't have is this one. So this will go here. Then they will move their boat and activate. So they'll move their boat here, activate this. They'll take this tile. And then they'll get a papyrus. They're going to look to deny me. So they're going to take this one. And that gets discarded, which is a big bummer, but you know what? It is what it is. Oh, there's another one, which is a lot of hecka. Okay, I got to think about this, because if I want to move over here and utilize this, but I don't have another one of these, so I need to get this out. So if I want to get this out, I'm going to probably have to take this tile. So we're going to spend 2 food to take this tile. That's going to let me move up on this to get a point. I think I'm a 19. And then I'm going to move out my last one of these. He's going to move over. He'll place out one of these, and he'll place it out in the 3rd era. Number 6, so he places here. It's going to give him 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then that's it. So I'm going to have to pay a food to move over, which is fine. I have the rest of the game to do that, so. Where did his first tile go? There's his first tile. Okay, I got confused. Okay, there we go. Okay. Let's place this out. I just need to be able to move and activate. So that's kind of what I need to do there. We are going to place this one out. I just got to figure out what I want to do. We'll spend our food and go here. No. We'll go here. And then we're going to get 2 movement on the heart there. And then we get to place out a Sphinx. The Sphinx can be placed on any level 1 spot because that's where we're at on here. So I could move. We could move here, move up the track, and get ourselves. Oh, I could have done this to get my movement, not had to waste the thing to do that. I wasn't paying attention. We'll go here. We'll move up on this track, and we'll take an offering, or we'll take one of the things from here. And we'll just take this one, and I'm going to place it up here. If I can get that out, that'll do my boat movement, and I won't have to figure out how to get to that. So we'll try that next. Okay. He's going to place his worker here. He's going to move his last one of these, but he doesn't move it, so that this moves over, and then he's going to do an offering. So he'll move this person in, and then he will do an offering. He'll do this offering here. So let's roll for where he's going to place it on number 2. So it moves this up 2 spots. Oh, I need to take something without a fish. I need to take a craft without a fish because I moved up on that spot. So I'll come back to that in a moment. But he moves up 2 spots there. He covers up the 2, which is going to move him up 2 here and 2 here. And then he will get to... I just got lost with what I was doing. Oh, where's his tile? I just took it off the board. Where's the tile I just took? His food, this tile here, where did I put it? There it is. He'll move this out, and then he'll do a movement on this, so he'll move that down. Okay. I got to take one of these for free because of this. I wasn't paying attention. So we'll just take this one. I mean, it does. I don't really want any. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but we just get to take one of those. Okay. Okay, I gotta do something with one of those. So what can I do? I guess while we're at it, let's spend our food to move over. This gets moved over. We're going to place this out in a 2 spot. And I'm going to place this out. I'm going to place this out here. So I'll move 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll get a Heka. We're going to get a papyrus. I'm going to spend 3, 1, 2, 3 to take this one and spend 1 to place it here. And then we're going to get to move one of our priestesses. I'm going to move that priestess up here. That was the cheapest one I could afford. Or that was the only one that had that symbol. Okay. He's going to take a tile. He's going to again look to match his thing up. He's going to take this one. He'll get a point. And then he will do a movement here. He'll do this movement. And he'll complete this one there. And that gets done. Whoops. I can't pick this up for some reason. Okay, I've got to figure out how to get some food. So how do we exactly want to do this? And I got to think about the other actions I want to take. And I want to get food without having to do that. So I think we're probably just going to take one of these tiles to get food. So we're going to take this tile here. It's going to get us 1 food. And then it's going to move us on this track to move our scarab over. Now, do I want to do it here? And then I can go move 3 blocks. And go 1, 2, 3. And build some stuff out. I could go 1, 2, 3, build out 2 things. And forego the points I would be, like 2 points I'd be getting for placing out my 1 thing over there. If I move that up. Then I could get some fish to get somebody else out. Or I need to get this contract, so I need 1 movement, 1 boat activation. Which I can go here, move this over, and do the activation that way, but I just need the food. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'll just move this one up 1. And I think that's the way we're gonna do that. Okay. This moves down, this moves down, this moves down. They're going to move over somebody, so they're going to move over this one, which completely messed me up, but you know what? It is what it is. Okay, they're going to move 3. So they're going to go 1, 2, 3. They're going to place this out here. Whoops. And get nothing. And they're going to get to move their feather. So that's going to cost me 3 food to do, so that was kind of a bummer because I was hoping to do that next turn. So we're going to place here. We're going to get a craft. I'm going to just take this one here and place it here. I don't think I'm going to be able to activate it up here, which is okay, I guess. Which, if that's the case, let me take this one to get the point. We'll just get the 1 point there. And then I get to do 2 movements, so 1, 2. Let me place this out. This is going to be placed here to give me a food and a feather. His turn, he will take a tile. He's going to look to take the one with the little goose on it, which is this one. That moves him up to get a point. And then he's going to get a movement here. We're going to take this tile here, which actually moves me up to get me a point. And then I get a food. He's going to place his last worker out, which will go here. Then he's going to get a boat activation. Oh, he should have done that, so that should have come out there. Sorry. So he's going to take this. He's going to take the one that I needed and get to move his stone here, which will do this and move his heart 2 spaces. Gosh darn it. He's blocked me on every single thing I needed to do. And then he's going to get some last mummy out, which he already has, so that gets moved over and that gets moved over. Darn it. That's what I needed. I needed that spot. No, he took this. That's what I needed. I don't know why I put it on my board, because I'm depressed. Okay, so I guess what we're going to do is just spend our 3 food. Hold on. We could... Maybe we'll spend 1 food to go here. We'll do 1 boat movement here. Then we get 2 activations. Oh, this moved up. We're going to get 2 activations. I'm going to activate here to get 2 food, and activate here to take this tile and move my heart. And then this gets kicked out and then gets moved back there. Okay. He will take a tile. He's going to look to take this one. That'll move him up to get a point. And then that gets him a boat activation. So he's going to activate here, take this one, and move his heart over and come out here. And then as our final turn, we're going to spend 3 food to move here. This gets moved up. We can move 3 movement. So we'll go 1, 2, 3. This will get placed out. And I'll place this out here and go there. His last turn, he's going to move his last worker over. This gets moved up. He gets 3 boat movements. He goes 1, 2, 3. And then he activates the one in the city. So he's going to activate this one, which gets him this contract. This gets kicked out and moves back. Okay. So let's do our papyrus. So he's going to move 1 space this way. We're going to move 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3. We're going to score on this track. So we're going to get 1, 2 points. He's going to get 1, 2, 3, 4 points. We're going to do contracts. So he gets 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 points. 1, 2, 3. We're going to score 4 points. Oh, golly. This one was for having our sarcophaguses out, and this one's for having up at least 4 spaces on this track. Then we're going to do our sarcophagus, which I flipped this wrong way over. We're going to score 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 points. So 1, 2, 3, 4. He's going to score 1, 2, 3, 4 points. Then we're going to score on this track. He gets 6. I get 4. Then we're going to score the pyramid. He gets 8. I get 4. Down here, I get 4. And he gets 12. And that's the game. We got kind of destroyed there. So that's going to be a solo playthrough in Men-Nefer. I've only won once, and I won by a single point, and I got like 79 points. So that was a game that like worked out perfectly for me. It looks like on BGG, the bot's pretty hard, which I feel like the Sabika bot is actually a little easier, so I'm okay with that. It just kind of depends. The game that I won, I managed to get up this whole track. Things just really lined up really well. I think specializing in this particular thing could really benefit. Like, I did get these out, but I didn't get like the left-hand side or the right side bonuses on that. So yeah, I think you just kind of have to, like, more plays, you get to get into the nuances of it. But this system with the actions is really neat because you're just like, you're getting like a thing, and then like you pick where you want it, and it's another thing. And I try to diversify, and maybe if I specialized in one thing and got the track all the way up, I'd really be able to do it and really utilize that to the fullest. I also did really, when I won, I focused on this track and got all the way down to here. And so the pyramid wasn't built because it requires, like, it fits it so that it requires everybody that's playing to get to the end to build the pyramid. But I got down here and that was 18 points. So either focusing on this or focusing on this, that's like a huge chunk of points from getting here or here, would maybe be something more beneficial. I guess in theory, if you were to get your markers across, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And obviously if you do that throughout the game, if you were to really stretch that and get that very far, you could. And then like the other game, I had a bunch of contracts. These contracts I didn't really focus on here a lot. So maybe I focused on here and maybe like one of these two tracks. Like if I focused on here and here, maybe it could have gotten some stuff better. These were kind of wasted because I got them out but didn't do anything with them. So I feel like that was like a waste of some of my actions. Like I didn't utilize it. So I think that's the thing, is that like there is strategy, but it's deterministic on like the tactical nature of like, these are the tiles I have. This is what I have to do to make, because you need to make the most of what you have. And I think like I didn't, because I clearly got these out and didn't do anything with them, right? I got this out and didn't do anything with it. Like I could have foregone this entirely because he blocked me up anyway and just focused those movements. I mean, that was only, I guess, 2 movements, so it would have got me another 2 extra points in building something out, which could have got me something else later because I would have built out another pyramid piece. So it's kind of that. I mean, I guess I got 4 points for that, so it ultimately worked. It got me more points. But had I not gotten so fixated on doing this, I could have just been like, forego this, to not care about this, focus on that, and then like placed out sarcophaguses whenever it was convenient. Place out the sphinxes when it was convenient. I ended up taking extra of these and didn't do anything with them. So yeah. So anyway, that's Men-Nefer. Let me know what you guys think if you guys are interested, and I'm really looking forward to the next game in the line. But yeah, he's 2 for 2 so far with Ludonova and German P. Millan. So I'm good on it. Bitoku's another game of his that's like he's really known for, but I'm not a big fan of, like, it seems very, very heavy. And while this is like heavy from the perspective of like there's a lot to consider, the actions are very simple and I think it's really intuitive. And I think with Bitoku, I think a lot of like the biggest complaint is like a lot of the things on the board and stuff aren't as intuitive because they're like certain names of stuff, and it's just hard to like, when you don't know what things are, it's hard to like understand like reading effects and stuff, where this to me isn't that way. So big fan. I'm really excited about this game. And yeah, that's going to be it. Thank you guys so much. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye bye.